Hey guys, this is Michael with Victory Engineering. This is our first video. This is describing our inventory system and what we've come up with to help keep up with all our hardware. So, show you what we got here, and this is what we've come up with. So, this is a spreadsheet that I've come up with. This is mainly for hardware and supplies, tooling, raw materials. So each button, so let me hold this still here. Matter of fact, let me get this. That's not going to work. Okay. So each button down here, you can see my cursor over Get Hardware Part Number, Sort Hardware by Description, and Sort Hardware by Part Number. All those are macros. There's probably 10 or 15 macros in here. Go to the Developer tab and macros. So yeah, here's all the macros we have. The reason there's so many is because I've got 4 of these sheets. This one's hardware. I got one for raw materials, one for tooling, and one for supplies. So just focusing on the hardware because we have over 100 different types of hardware. I guess trying to start from square one. Let's say we buy a particular piece of hardware and we don't have it in stock. I'm going to hit Get New Hardware Part Number. When I click that, it automatically generates this alphanumeric code with an HW in front of it. It also goes to a sheet that I have called Barcode Generation. It takes this number, puts it into barcode generation, and spits out code 128 barcode, just like what you would see at a retail store. That puts it over here. I now type in my description for what the hardware is, and then I can manually copy and paste this over to a tab called Print Barcodes, and this is what the sticky back label is going to look like that I print out. It's got a description, part number, and barcode, and I'll show you those here in just a minute. So, type in a description. I'm going to delete this because I don't have any hardware to add. I would add price per here, and then I scroll all the way to the very top. There is a quantity, and I'll show you how I get that here in a minute. So that's how I would type it in. I can now sort by description or sort by part number if I need to find a particular piece of hardware. So on to how we store them and how we keep up with our inventory. I'll get my phone here because that'll be important in this process. So this is one of several drawers that we have with all of our hardware in it. This camera zooms in crazy amount for some reason. This is a big drawer of hardware. As you can see, we've got all these little bins. They're 4 inches by 4 inches by 1 inch tall. And I've printed all these barcodes out, and this is how we keep up with all of our hardware. So we're a job shop. We do contract jobs, and so it's not essential every day to know what our inventory is, but before each job comes through, it is. And so when a job comes through, we'll spend some time and understand what our inventory is. And the way we do that is we have some red poker chips, and these poker chips sit in a bucket. I don't have them out right now. But if we're working on a job and we go in here and I grab some screws out of this bin and I close it up, the job's done. As soon as I open this bin, I take this red poker chip that's got some adhesive on the back and I stick it right here on this bin. So when you open this drawer, you'll see several bins with these red poker chips stuck to them. That means the inventory has changed for that box. So what this tells me is those are the ones that I need to count quantities for. And I don't have it here now. It's up on a shelf over here, but I have a digital scale. And so what I would do is I would come over here, open this up, take one, stick it on my example scale here, put it on my scale. It measures X grams. Then I dump them all in there. It spits out through a little program in this digital scale that we have. It spits out how many there are, and I then know that there's, I don't know, 47, for example. So then what I do, I take out my phone and I have an app on my phone, and it is called ScanPet. It was free app. Oh, that wasn't it. That was Unit Converter. ScanPet. Here it is. So what I can do is free mode, continue, new file. Do you want to create a new output file? Today's date.xls. Yes, this is going to create an Excel file. So now what I can do, I'm trying to use a camera here plus my phone, see if I can do this, is scan. I guess my finger's in the way. Hang on just a second. Okay, here we go. Alright, so it pops up. As you can see, it pops up and says HW-LO2486. Looking at it, LO2486, that's right. So now it wants to know a number or a quantity. So I'm going to type in my 47. 47. Actually, that's 147. 47. Done. Enter. And now I'm going to say add only to output file. If I say add to template, it'll just create a template with that part number. I should probably do that, but I don't have enough experience with this app to understand exactly what that means. You can see here, add to template or add to output file. I'm just going to say add to output file. Okay, so now it wants to scan something else. I want to be done. I'm going to act like there was just one hardware bin that has changed. So, now that I want to be done, I haven't used this too much. Uh-oh. I wonder if it created it. So let me go to Files, Output. It did, right there, the green one. 4/27/1051. That's today's date and time. So now what I do is I want to send myself an email with that Excel spreadsheet. So quickly send myself an email here with that. Email at Victory. I know I'm not holding it here, but not that it matters. CTORY dash engineering victory-engineering.com. So now I'm going to attach it. There it is, right there. And send. Okay, looks like it's sending. Close this so nobody walks into it. Oh, I heard my Outlook in the office pop up. Alright, so come over here, go to my email. And here's what I just sent myself. Output, here's the Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to double click it and open it up. And here it is. Here's what pops up. Now, these columns I've already preset. They come preset, rather. I haven't gone through and modified exactly which ones I want yet. But this is what pops up. So, what I do is I'm going to hit Control A. Actually, I think I highlight Control A, and that highlights all data that's on the spreadsheet. I'm going to hit Control C for copy. Now I'm going to come over to my other screen, and I have another sheet, and it is called Scan Dump. Alright, if I click on Scan Dump, here is where I can paste all my values. Control V. Alright, so now it pasted it. Now I have another macro with a button called Transfer Scan Quantities. if I hit this button, it goes and updates that hardware spreadsheet, this one. It updates it. The way that the macro is written is if this part number already exists, it simply adds the quantity to the current quantity field. If there's nothing there, then it assumes it's 0 and it would pop up as 47. If it does not already exist, then it creates a new one and adds the quantity. So I'm going to say transfer scanned quantities, LO2486. Alright, so I guess something happened. So LO2486, let's see if that works. So let's sort by part number. And I'm going to scroll down and find LO2486. LO2486, that's here. Alright, there it is. So either I already had it typed in, which actually now that I think about it, I know that I already had it typed in because I had a label for it. So obviously I didn't have a quantity typed down for it. So now there's 47. I know that they're 24 cents a piece. So if I needed to know for tax purposes how much I still have on the shelf, I would deduct 24 cents times 47, and I would subtract that from my cost of goods sold, and that's how much I can actually write off at the end of the year because I have inventory left on hand. So that's how I'm using it for both tax purposes, and I'm also using it for understanding what our inventory control, or using it for inventory control rather. This number I typically just use whatever vendor I buy it from, and then sometimes I'll average the three or four prices depending on which vendors I use to get a more fair, as the IRS calls it, good faith estimate on how much something could cost. So anyways, that's how we keep up with our inventory. So we have all these bins. We do that with our raw materials, tools, and supplies. Slightly different concept, but it still works the same as understanding what we have in stock. So that's it. This is how we do our inventory. And I know this video is kind of shaky. I wanted to show you how I use the app. I could have held it a lot steadier if I was just using my phone, but I'm actually using a big tablet. So using the tablet to record the phone, which is using an app. So anyways, I hope this video is helpful, and this is how I'm using all these different spreadsheets. A big shout out to the several people. I don't have their screen names right now. I can put it in the link below the YouTube video though, but several people in the Excel forums helped out with some of the macros, so thank you very much, and have a great day.